All right. My name is Amadu Massally, and I am the CEO and founding partner of an organization called Fambultik, which means family tree in English. We are excited about the trip coming up in a couple of weeks from December 27th to January 7th. And we are even more excited to have Juliet of BlaXit on our tour. We will be living here on the 27th, like I said, going into Sierra Leone for 10 days. And we're going on a historical study tour, not necessarily the fanfare kind of, even though we'll have some activities that speak to enjoyment. Now, the diaspora and Sierra Leone have a strong connection, starting from the United States, Jamaica, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Martin, St. Kitts. I have a database of all the journeys that were made from Sierra Leone to many of these islands, including the colonies of North America. So what we're trying to do at Fambultik is to bring it all together, at least through the Sierra Leone connection. Of course, there are many other African connections to the diaspora, but I can only speak Sierra Leone. So that's what we're doing. Now, how did we get such a large number of Sierra Leoneans in this country for Sierra Leoneans to have been able to influence a particular culture and community is a story that I'll tell you quickly. So you may be wondering how Sierra Leone has many connections to these different countries and island nations in the Americas. And our tour will help to resolve that for you if you have ever been wondering. Because basically, this story is the same story for many, many, many enslaved Africans that were taken forcefully against their wish into the Americas and into the West. So when we go to Sierra Leone in December, the first thing we're going to address on our tour is the element of slavery or the slave trade. Because from Bonds Island, which is a single slave fortress in Sierra Leone, thousands of people were taken from there and sent to the Americas. So we will show the island, we will show the remnants of it and what used to happen there. We'll talk a little bit about the slave trade. And then we will proceed to our next stop, which shows resistance. So maybe I should go back. Our tour is based on three elements: slavery, resistance to slavery, and abolition or freedom. So the slavery side deals with Bonds Island. The resistance side deals with Old Yagala, which is a mesa in a remote village in Sierra Leone where Africans used to defend themselves. How did they do this? Well, they built a village on top of a flat mountain. And from there, they could see afar with regard to slave invaders that were coming to attack them. So they would protect themselves, and fighting downhill versus you coming uphill is a little challenging. So Africans showed resistance in this manner. And you will see the relics up there in that mountain in Kabbalah when we go. The place is called Old Yagala. Finally, or the third thing we'll do on our tour is that we'll show the abolition aspect of it, which means that people, enslaved Africans, formerly enslaved Africans were freed. And some of them were taken to Sierra Leone. There are 4 such groups. The first group came from the UK in 1787. The other group came from Nova Scotia in 1792. And then we had the Jamaican Maroons go to Sierra Leone in 1800. And of course, the liberated Africans, which were thousands, tens of thousands of Nigerians and Congolese and people from Angola, were all transshipped from slave vessels to British Navy ships and taken to Sierra Leone. So we have these links. I'll tell you, I went to Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago a few years ago, and I saw signs of Freetown, stenciled in, not written by hand, they were actually stenciled. So I knew it was formally done. And on those things that they used to divide the road, I don't know what they call them, but you have these things that they used to divide the road, and on there was a Freetown, Freetown, Freetown. So to make a long story short, I went online when I went back to my room, and I dug up some information. Lo and behold, some Sierra Leoneans were taken to Trinidad and Tobago as enslaved people. But even after slavery, over 3, 4, 5,000 of them were taken from Freetown to Trinidad. Then it was not Trinidad and Tobago, they were still separate. So we also have descendants of those people that are still scattered around Trinidad and Tobago area. Jamaica, I mentioned the Jamaican Maroons. In 1800, the Jamaican Maroons left from Nova Scotia to Sierra Leone. And those guys were very impactful upon their landing. I mean, because Sierra Leone, we used to have a lot of law and order. In fact, there was an uprising in the country upon the arrival of these Jamaicans. And once they got there, they coiled everything. Everything became calm. And also they imparted a lot of their culture in our Sierra Leonean lives. Grenada, actually Carriacou, which is an annex of Grenada, there is a group of people there known as the Teminis. Now, they still do Temini dances and songs. Of course, Temini is one of the largest ethnic groups in our country, Sierra Leone. And we were able to reconnect with them a few years ago when we visited with the Minister of Tourism, a paramount chief of the Teminis, and also some other government officials. So we reconnected with Carriacou in that manner. The point I'm trying to make is that Sierra Leone has a lot of connection, and there are many other Caribbean nations I haven't mentioned, because we have a long list of over 30 of them that Sierra Leoneans were taken to as enslaved people. And the work we do, we go looking for them. And once we find them, we try to reconnect them back to the continent or vice versa. Because at Fambultik, we believe that Africa will never maximize her potential outside of her diaspora. So if you're a BlaXit family member, which means you're a Black man or woman, you qualify to go on this tour because it's all about us. It's about telling our story. Now, Sierra Leone has many tentacles all over the diaspora in terms of people that are descendants of that country. But even if you're not a descendant of Sierra Leone, the story we're going to be telling on our tour, it's similar to your story. It is the story of the Black people. So again, BlaXit members, this tour speaks to you also. Juliet will be in Sierra Leone with us on our tour. I'm sure you'll hear from her when she's there. We're excited to have her on our trip because I know what she means to Black people. Now, we have a competition. We just started a YouTube channel because I'm still trying to figure my way through all of this. And we're looking to give a free DNA kit to the first 1,000 people who sign up to our channel, our YouTube channel. Currently, we have 55. I was reminded about that today. First 1,000 people, we'll choose one person to get a free DNA kit. And I'm not saying from what company just yet. We want it to be a surprise. Here's another thing. We're going on another tour next year. We'll probably do 2 tours next year. Who knows? But the first 20 people who will make their deposits for any of our tours next year, well, first one next year, we will choose one person that will get a free ticket to Sierra Leone and back from wherever in the world they live, even if they live in China. So 2 things, I'll repeat them. Number 1, for the first 1,000 people that will join our YouTube channel, Fambultik, F-A-M-B-U-L-T-I-K, Fambultik. First 1,000 people, we will choose one person that will give a free DNA kit to, and we're not telling what company. Secondly, the first 20 people that will join or pay a deposit for our tour next year, we will choose one lucky person from wherever in the world they may be, and we'll give them a free ticket to Sierra Leone and back. That does not include your hotel and food, but at least you have the ticket. So yeah, we're very excited about what's going on this year, because also we feel like it is a time for us as Black people all over the world to confront the legacy of the transatlantic slave trade. And by doing so, we will change the narrative of the story that people have about us as people of color all over the world. Because once our story is fully told and understood, yeah, you will know that we've got some oomph as people of color. And we're not just about, what other people think or say we are. In America, in the Caribbean, and in Africa, we must confront the legacy of the transatlantic slave trade. And Fambultik, which means family tree in English, that's what we do. We go to different parts of the world where Sierra Leonean descendants may be, we connect with them, and we try to bring them back home. Because again, no one's gonna do this for us but ourselves as people of color. And at Fambultik, we are proud to tell you that we have taken a step that may make a difference in terms of how we connect or reconnect, or even how we look at ourselves as people of color all over the world. So we're excited. So if you're a member of BlaXit, which means you're a Black man or woman, wherever in the world you may be, this is important to you. And you must contact Fambultik to help you make that connection to Africa. Our website is www.fambultik.com. And we also have a YouTube channel called Fambultik. So we look forward to hearing from you guys, those of us who are really interested in connecting to Africa in a real way. And especially you BlaXit members, I'm picking on BlaXit members because you must lead the way. You're Black and beautiful. So again, website, fambultik.com. Fambultik Tours is a channel. And my name is Amadu Massally. I am the excitable founder of Fambultik, where we try to make a difference in the world. I hope you'll join us one day.